At the beginning of the story, we are told that thousands of years ago, a man named Wenwu discovered 10 mysterious rings. These rings were powerful ancient weapons that granted him godlike strength and immortality. However, instead of using his power wisely, he became obsessed with obtaining even more control and dominance. Driven by his hunger for power, he formed an army known as the 10 Rings and spent centuries conquering kingdoms and toppling governments throughout history. For thousands of years, he pursued power and wealth without rest. One day he learned of a new source of immense strength: the mysterious village of Ta Lo. This invisible village was believed to be hidden deep within enchanted forests. The people there still practiced the ancient combat techniques of the gods, and mythical creatures were said to roam the land. Determined to claim this power, he set out with his men to find the village. The forest, however, was enchanted and deceptive. During the journey, his vehicle fell into a deep ravine. While the others were helpless, he survived by using the power of the rings. Refusing to give up, he continued his search until he encountered Ying Li, the guardian of Ta Lo. He demanded directions to the village, but she refused, telling him there was no place for someone like him there. This confrontation quickly turned into a fight. Using the mystical powers of Ta Lo, she defeated him with ease. Despite being enemies, something unexpected happened. They fell in love. Eventually, they married and had 2 children, Shang-Chi and Xialing. For the first time, he had a real family. He abandoned his violent ways and locked the rings away in a box, choosing a peaceful life instead. One day, Shang-Chi asked his mother how she managed to defeat someone so powerful. She explained that the people of Ta Lo were blessed by the great protector dragon, whose magic granted them extraordinary abilities. Anyone who earned the dragon's favor could achieve incredible feats. She then gave her son a pendant, telling him that whenever he felt lost, it would guide him back home and that he should always carry it with him. For a time, the family lived happily. But one day, while Wenwu was away, members of the Iron Gang attacked their home. Years earlier, he had tried to annihilate them, and now they came for revenge. Ying Li quickly sent her children inside and stepped forward to face them alone. By then, she no longer had her powers, having given them up when she chose to live a normal life. Without her abilities, she was unable to defend herself and was murdered. When Wenwu returned home and saw her lifeless body, he was completely shattered. Consumed by grief and rage, he put the rings back on and unleashed a brutal campaign of revenge. He then began training Shang-Chi in martial arts from a very young age, turning him into a skilled fighter in just a few years. When the boy turned 14, his father sent him on a mission to assassinate the leader of the Iron Gang. He told him that the man responsible for his mother's death had been found, and that it was both his duty and his right to kill him. He promised that once the mission was completed and his son returned, the 10 Rings would rise again and the world would bow before them. However, after completing the mission, Shang-Chi fled to San Francisco. Deep down, he knew what he had done was wrong. He changed his name to Sean and tried to leave his past behind. The story then moves to the present. He wakes up early and heads to Katie's house. The two have been close friends for 10 years and now work together as valets. One day, while riding a bus to work, members of the 10 Rings suddenly attack them. They were sent to take the pendant Shang-Chi wore around his neck. He refused to hand it over because it was the last memory he had of his mother. As a result, he is attacked and ends up taking them all down. At that moment, Razor Fist attacks him. He is the most dangerous warrior of the 10 Rings, and his blade can cut through anything. Shang-Chi keeps dodging his blows, but Razor Fist's weapon damages the bus, causing the brakes to fail. The bus goes completely out of control, and the driver is knocked unconscious. Katie takes the wheel while Shang-Chi continues to fight Razor Fist. During the fight, the blade cuts the bus into 2 parts. Seeing this, he helps all the passengers move to the front section. He then pushes Razor Fist toward the back of the bus, causing that section to detach and crash. However, Razor Fist manages to take the pendant. Later, when he returns home, Shang-Chi prepares to travel to Macau. He knows his mother gave the same pendant to his sister, and that the 10 Rings will go after her next. Katie asks what is really going on and who he truly is. He tells her that the men who attacked them were sent by his father, and that his sister is now in danger. Katie insists on accompanying him. They fly to Macau, and during the trip, he tells her about his past. But he lies about one thing, claiming he never completed his mission. Once they arrive, they head to an underground fight club. The postcard his sister sent him had that address. They take an elevator to the upper level, but he is tricked into signing a contract. A video of the bus fight has gone viral, and the organization hosts live illegal fights on the dark web where people place bets. When he enters the arena, he is shocked to discover that his opponent is his own sister. She is furious with him. Before leaving for his mission, he promised he would be back in 3 days, but he never returned. Driven by anger, she beats him, and he loses the fight. After the match, she confronts him and asks what he wants. He explains that the 10 Rings attacked him in San Francisco and stole his pendant. Now they are coming for her because she has the same one. He believes their father is planning something terrible using them. She tells him that when he left, she needed him, but he never came back. That was when she realized she didn't need him at all. She built her own life on her own terms. She says she never needed him before and doesn't need him now. He asks why she sent him the postcard. She replies that she never sent it. That's when he realizes his father set a trap for him. Suddenly, 10 Ring soldiers burst in and attack. She escapes with her gear, leaving him and Katie behind. To get out, he breaks the glass wall of the building and tells Katie to jump with him. She hesitates, terrified, because she has to walk across narrow bamboo scaffolding. He reassures her, telling her that once they get down, they can escape. Katie finally agrees, and the two begin making their way toward the elevator. At that moment, members of the 10 Rings army see them. Shang tells Katie to go ahead while he stays behind to hold them off. He starts fighting the soldiers alone. As Katie runs forward, one of the fighters attacks her and knocks her to the ground. At that moment, Xialing arrives and saves her. Soon, Shang and Xialing are fighting the 10 Ring soldiers together. Shang confronts her, saying she left them behind to die. She responds that now he understands how it feels when someone abandons you during the worst moment of your life. Together, they defeat all the soldiers. Suddenly, the most dangerous warrior of the 10 Rings, Death Dealer, appears. He attacks Xialing, steals her necklace, and escapes. Seeing this, Shang pursues him and blocks his path. A brutal struggle breaks out between them. Shang is driven by years of pent-up rage because Death Dealer tortured him in the past. He overpowers him and begins beating him mercilessly. Before he can finish, his father arrives and stops him. He tells Shang that he missed him deeply. Everyone returns home, where the 10 Rings army welcomes them. Xialing takes Katie to her room. Katie nervously asks if her father will kill her. Xialing says if she stays quiet, he might even forget she's there. After their mother died, he changed completely. He believed Xialing reminded him of her, so he wouldn't even look at her. Since she wasn't allowed to train with the boys, she secretly learned martial arts by watching from a distance and learned everything better than they did. Katie asks when she left home. Xialing says she ran away at 16 when she realized her brother was never coming back. Later, they all sit down for dinner. Shang asks how their father found them. He replies that he has been watching them both for a long time and says the time has come for them to be by his side. Shang refuses. His father takes them to a private room and explains that after they ran away, memories of their mother consumed him even more. He began studying Ta Lo and learned of a hidden gate deep in the mountains where the people of Ta Lo imprisoned their mother. Neither of the siblings believes him. He says he didn't believe it either, until one day, sitting alone in that room, he heard her voice as clearly as if she were right there. She told him she needed his help. Shang asks why the people of Ta Lo would do that. He explains that when they fell in love, she wanted them to live together in Ta Lo. She asked the elders for permission, but was refused, saying he was not worthy. This convinces him that Ying Li is still alive and captive. Shang insists their mother is gone. His father leads them to the hall. When he places their mother's pendant into the eyes of the dragon statue, water comes out and freezes instantly. As the ice crumbles, it reveals a hidden path. He explains that the path to Ta Lo is a maze, but once a year, on a specific day, a straight path opens in the middle of the forest. To reach it, you must know exactly when and where it will appear. And now, he knows both. He orders the 10 Rings army to prepare. In 3 days, they will march to free his wife and bring her home. He tells Shang he brought him here so he could help rescue his mother. Xialing asks what he will do if the villagers try to stop him. He coldly replies that he will burn the entire village to the ground. Shang tells him he cannot enter Ta Lo with those delusions. Infuriated, he attacks them both and orders them to be thrown in prison. Back in his room, he hears Ying Li's voice again. She tells him they will soon be together again. Meanwhile, Shang, Xialing, and Katie are locked in a cell. Shang says if they don't reach Ta Lo before his father, everything left of their family will be destroyed. They hear strange noises and investigate, discovering a man named Trevor Slattery. Trevor explains that years ago, a producer hired him to play a terrorist, but the producer was a real terrorist. When Trevor played the role, authorities believed he was real and arrested him. Later, Wenwu freed him from prison with the intention of killing him, but after Trevor performed for him, his heart softened, and Trevor has been doing weekly shows ever since. Suddenly, a mythical creature appears. Shang and Katie panic when they see it has no head. Trevor calmly explains it's named Morris and that he can't understand it. Morris tells him he knows them because he grew up in Ta Lo with their mother. Their father stole him while searching for the hidden path through the enchanted forest. Now, he wants to go home. Shang says if it were up to him, he would take him back immediately, but according to his father, the path only opens once a year. Trevor says Morris believes he can still get them there and guide them through the maze. However, it is extremely dangerous because no one has ever crossed it alive. Katie asks how they are supposed to get out of there. At that moment, Xialing discovers a hidden tunnel and tells Shang that Death Dealer has escaped with the compound's vehicle. Unfortunately, the guards realize what is happening and rush to stop them. They flee via another route, but the exit can only be opened with a fingerprint. When 10 Ring soldiers try to block their escape, they begin to defeat them one by one. With the help of one man, they manage to unlock the door and escape safely. In the morning, they reach the edge of a forest. Morris guides them, helping them avoid the forest's illusions until they reach a waterfall. As soon as they enter, the water suddenly freezes, revealing a secret passage leading directly to Ta Lo. There they see countless mythical creatures and soon reach the village. Shang introduces everyone, but the villagers refuse to listen and restrain them. At that moment, Ying Nan, Ying Li's sister, appears and stops the fight. She tells Shang and Xialing she is their aunt. She is delighted to see them both. Shang explains they don't have much time because his father is coming to attack. Nan takes them to the riverbank, where she explains that they are the guardians of the Dark Gate, protecting the world from the evil imprisoned behind it. Shang tells her his father is trying to open the gate because he believes their mother is trapped inside. Nan asks why he believes that. Xialing explains he has been hearing their mother's voice calling for help. Nan then tells them the history of Ta Lo. Their village is only a small part of a vast realm, filled with cities more magnificent than anything in the known universe. Thousands of years ago, people lived in peace and prosperity until a dark beast shattered that harmony. The creature arrived with an army of soul eaters. Anyone who stood in its way was destroyed, and with every soul consumed, the beast grew stronger, nearly annihilating their world. It then set its sights on the human world. To stop it, the leaders of Ta Lo sent their best warriors, but their ancestors could not withstand the dark forces. Finally, the great protector dragon came to their aid and turned defeat into victory. Together, they sealed the dark beast and its army behind the Dark Gate. Through the magic of the great protector, the people of Ta Lo have guarded that gate ever since. Nan explains that Shang's father is not the only one who has tried to open the gate. Throughout the centuries, many have tried, but all failed. They all had one thing in common. Each heard a voice promising to fulfill their deepest desires. The Shadow Leaders know they can be freed by the power of the 10 Rings, so they are calling out to his father with his mother's voice. Nan then leads Shang and Xialing to the ancestral chamber, where she reveals that their mother knew they would come one day. That's why she told Nan a long time ago exactly what preparations needed to be made. She hands them their suits and tells them that after losing a mother, every child feels alone in the world. But they are not alone. They are now children of this family and are welcome there. After that, everyone begins training. Katie also starts learning archery. Meanwhile, Shang goes with his aunt and asks how his mother defeated his father. She begins to teach him the same technique. At the same time, Wenwu tells his men that at first light they will depart for Ta Lo, because the path will open in the morning. Shang is deeply disturbed. Painful memories of the past begin to resurface. How the members of the Iron Gang killed his mother. Overwhelmed, he becomes silent and distant. Katie approaches him, and he finally admits he lied when he said he couldn't kill his mother's murderers. He says he believed that by changing his name and identity, he could escape what happened. But now he feels that if his mother were alive, she would hate him. She tells him none of it was his fault. His father started training him to be an assassin when he was only 7 years old. He responds by saying his father is responsible for his mother's death, and now he is coming to destroy their home. He says he will end it because that's what he was taught to do. Saying this, he walks away broken and burdened with grief. The next morning, everyone prepares for battle. Wenwu arrives with his entire army. He tells Shang he has come to help the people who imprisoned his mother. His aunt says she is not there, that what is calling him is a monster trying to trick him and destroy everything. He refuses to listen and launches an attack. The fight begins. While Wenwu heads toward the gate, Shang steps in to stop him. Wenwu mocks him, asking if he really thinks he can fight him alone. Shang responds that he is not afraid. His father lunges at him and starts attacking, saying, Shang strikes back and continues to hit him.
You chose those damn rings over us!
Then Wenwu heads toward the gate because he can still hear Ying Li's voice calling for help. Believing she is trapped inside, he begins hitting the gate with the 10 rings, determined to break it. As he attacks, Soul Eaters begin to emerge through the cracks. Xialing warns everyone that if they don't fight together, they will all die. She tells them their weapons are useless against those creatures and that survival depends on working as one. Razor Fist resists, saying they don't need her help, that they are the 10 rings. At that moment, a Soul Eater rips the soul out of one of his own and kills him. They try desperately to save him, but their weapons have no effect. Another creature attacks Razor Fist, but Xialing saves him using her weapon. She explains that only Ta-Lo weapons can kill them because they are forged with dragon scales. Realizing they cannot fight alone, Razor Fist agrees to join forces. The Soul Eaters begin carrying the stolen souls through the dark gate to strengthen the Dweller in Darkness. She warns that if the creature grows stronger, no one will be able to stop it. Armed with the right weapons, they head toward the water to face the creatures. Meanwhile, Shang sinks underwater. As he struggles, memories of his childhood return. He remembers his mother telling him not to be afraid, that the dragon's blessing would always be with him, and that he carries the good from both her and his father. Everything they gave him lives inside him. He finally accepts it from his heart. At that moment, Shang's eyes open, and the great protector dragon rises from the depths before him. Meanwhile, Wenwu is still trying to break the gate because he still hears Ying Li's voice. At the same time, everyone joins forces to attack the Soul Eaters. Shang rides the dragon, and it begins to fight alongside them. Nan tells Shang he must stop his father. Shang confronts him and attacks, trying to make him understand that his mother is not really there. Wenwu refuses to listen, and a fight breaks out. Shang uses the technique his mother taught him, allowing him to pull 5 of the rings toward him. The battle continues. Wenwu hits Shang with the other 5 rings, but Shang channels his own chi and protects himself using his power. He finally gains full control over the rings, but refuses to attack his father. Instead, he tosses them aside. Wenwu insists he has to save her because she is calling him. Shang responds that he wishes it were true. Just then, the Dweller in Darkness emerges and attacks them both. Wenwu uses the rings to save Shang, but the creature grabs him and starts draining his soul. Only then does Wenwu realize he was wrong. He hands the rings to Shang and is killed by the creature. The beast sets its sights on Shang, but Xialing arrives riding the dragon and attacks. The creature retreats, weakened for the moment, and heads toward the village to consume more souls. Seeing this, Shang seals the dark gate with stones and rides the dragon toward the village to stop it. The dragon attacks using its elemental powers and traps the creature with water. However, the Soul Eaters gather countless souls and feed the beast, greatly increasing its strength. It breaks free and grabs the dragon, beginning to pull out its soul. Nan tells Katie that if the creature absorbs the dragon's soul, it will be unstoppable. They must aim for its throat. They attack together, but a Soul Eater kills one of the villagers. Katie is terrified. She only has 1 arrow left and only learned archery the day before. The creature grabs Xialing as well and starts killing her. Shang holds his sister's hand. She tells him he has to let go, or the creature will take the dragon's soul. Shang refuses, saying he can't lose her again. The creature begins swallowing the dragon's soul. At the last possible moment, Katie fires her arrow directly into the creature's throat. Her shot is perfect, and the dragon's soul is saved. The dragon drags the creature into the water and immobilizes it. Shang jumps onto the monster and drives the rings into its chest. Using them in a powerful, controlled move, he destroys the monster. All the Soul Eaters die with it. The dragon carries Shang and Xialing safely to the shore. Many lives have been lost in the battle. That night, the fallen are honored for their sacrifice. Their bravery made the new dawn possible. With the darkness defeated, the dragon returns to the sky. Later, Shang and Katie return to San Francisco and tell their friends everything that happened. No one believes them, and they ask where Shang's sister is if the story is true. Shang explains that she went home to shut down their father's illegal operation. Still, no one is convinced. Then Wong arrives to take them away. He asks Shang if he still has the rings. Shang confirms it. Shang and Katie leave with Wong, leaving everyone watching stunned. The movie ends there.